In the podcast episode, Carrot Top discusses his career as a prop comic, his experiences in Las Vegas, his interactions with other comedians, his thoughts on success, and his admiration for Jonathan Winters. Carrot Top, whose real name is Scott Thompson, is known for his unique style of comedy that incorporates props into his routines. He discusses how he started using props early in his career and how it became a defining aspect of his act. Despite being labeled as a prop comic, Carrot Top emphasizes that he is also capable of telling stories and engaging in conversation without relying on props. The conversation then shifts to Carrot Top's experiences in Las Vegas, where he has had an 18-year residency at the Luxor Hotel. He discusses the challenges and rewards of performing in Vegas, as well as the misconceptions people have about the city. Carrot Top also mentions his love for Florida, where he has a home and spends his time off from performing in Vegas. The podcast delves into Carrot Top's interactions with other comedians, particularly his friendship with Jay Leno. Carrot Top shares anecdotes about their time together, including a dinner with Jonathan Winters where Winters engaged in eccentric behavior. He also discusses his experiences with other comedians, such as Gilbert Gottfried and Bud Friedman, who have influenced his career. The conversation then turns to the topic of success and how it is perceived in the comedy industry. Carrot Top expresses his frustration with people who refuse to acknowledge the success of others, particularly those who dismiss prop comedy as cheap or unoriginal. He emphasizes the importance of giving credit where it is due and appreciating different forms of comedy. Carrot Top expresses his admiration for Jonathan Winters, a legendary comedian known for his improvisational skills. He recalls a dinner with Winters where the comedian engaged in unconventional behavior, highlighting Winters' unique comedic style. Carrot Top reflects on the impact Winters had on his own career and the importance of embracing one's individuality as a comedian. He discusses how he got into comedy and how he developed his signature act. He explains that he started out as a traditional stand-up comedian but found that incorporating props into his act made it more entertaining and memorable. He talks about the challenges of being a prop comic and the process of creating and maintaining his props. The conversation then shifts to Carrot Top's experiences with other celebrities. He recalls a time when he met Bill Maher at a party and made a joke about his hair, which Maher found amusing. They also discuss their mutual acquaintance, Pee Wee Herman, and the controversy surrounding his arrest for indecent exposure. Carrot Top expresses his admiration for Pee Wee Herman's comedic talent and believes that he never received enough credit for his work. The topic of cancel culture is also brought up in the podcast. Carrot Top and Bill Maher discuss how certain celebrities, like Charlie Sheen and Winona Ryder, have faced consequences for their actions, while others seem to be able to escape scrutiny. They question the inconsistency and arbitrariness of cancel culture and how it can affect someone's career and reputation. Carrot Top also opens up about his personal life and his decision not to get married. He explains that he is focused on his career and enjoys his alone time. He shares a humorous anecdote about being mistaken for a married man at a hotel bar and how he jokingly responded to the assumption. He then goes on to share his experiences as a comedian, particularly in the early years of his career. He talks about performing at clubs in New York City and the challenges he faced, such as performing for small audiences and dealing with the pressure to be funny. He also mentions a specific incident where he had a disastrous performance at Catch a Rising Star, a famous comedy club in New York. However, he also recalls a positive experience where comedian Dennis Leary praised his act and called it brilliant. The conversation then shifts to Carrot Top's interactions with other comedians. He mentions meeting Howie Mandel and Jerry Lewis, both of whom had a significant impact on his career. Carrot Top describes Howie Mandel as one of the nicest people he has ever met and recalls a time when Mandel saved him from feeling discouraged after a bad performance. He also shares a story about meeting Jerry Lewis in a hospital room and how Lewis's dedication to making people laugh left a lasting impression on him. Carrot Top and Bill Maher discuss the relationship between comedians and their audience. They both agree that it is important not to look down on the audience or dismiss their opinions. Carrot Top shares that he has always tried to treat his audience with respect and not to see them as beneath him. He attributes this attitude to his upbringing and the values instilled in him by his parents. The conversation then delves into Carrot Top's family background and how it influenced his career. He mentions that his father was strict and that he was initially hesitant to tell his parents that he wanted to pursue a career in comedy. However, he acknowledges that his parents were supportive and allowed him to follow his passion. Lastly, Carrot Top expresses his admiration for Jerry Lewis and discusses the impact Lewis had on his career. He recalls a time when he performed at the Jerry Lewis telethon and Lewis unexpectedly called him on stage to cheer up the audience. Carrot Top also shares a story about Jerry Lewis attending one of his shows and how Lewis's presence made him feel honored and inspired. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe.